You can actually get pretty far in the outdoors without using a compass, as long as you're staying on marked trails. But sometimes there are areas where even the marked trails can be difficult if you don't know how to deal with a map. Now, even in these areas, a compass is still a good idea. It can still get you out of a fix if you get yourself in one. So I am going to be showing how to do a little off-trail, even in this area that is full of trails. But we're not going to be getting into really heavy-duty compass work. I'll leave that for another video. On most hikes, the biggest issue is going to be knowing where you are, knowing how to orient your map so that you can make the correct decisions as you come to trail forks, turns, and stuff like that. If you know how to use a compass and you're in the right conditions and the right terrain, you can figure out that kind of stuff. But many times you can't. For example, right now, trying to get a triangulation off of any nearby features is going to be practically impossible. So it's not really my intention today to do an in-depth navigational off-trail type video, but rather to show just how to use a map. Well, here I am about to take about a 3-mile walk in bright sunshine, according to the weatherman. Luckily for me, I have brought a map and a compass. Didn't really think I was going to be getting much use out of the compass today, but it's starting to look like I just might. So this is starting to look like a tribute video to my favorite navigation YouTube channel. I got the map carrier, I got the compass, got my montane jacket, and I got my thermos. Let's head out. Now, the first problem that I have is that the trailhead isn't actually here at the parking lot where I am, and I'm not sure which direction in the parking lot I should be walking to find it. So I could take out my compass, look at my map, and see which side of the parking lot I should be going to. And according to this, if I am at the trailhead parking lot, the trailhead should be south of me. Now, right now, north is pretty much that way, which means it should be behind me. But another thing I can do is simply note that the road I came in on is on my right, as it is on the map. So now that I know which direction to go, I'm just going to turn around because I want the road on my left, and then the trailhead will be right in front of me. So I'm going to head this way and see what happens. Now I see, according to the map, I should be taking a 90-degree turn and heading south, and that should take me to the trailhead. All right, so I have oriented the map with the road on my left. Of course, I've turned around now to speak to the camera. On the map, it doesn't actually say anything about a fence or a gate, but the sign clearly says this is the trailhead, so now I know where I am. Now, according to the map, I should immediately come to a split with the Knickerbocker Trail heading off to the right along the road over there, different road, or I should be able to go just slightly to the right and start jogging back and forth, but heading generally south along the Olmsted Loop Trail. So that should be right behind this gate. Let's take a look. All right, so now I know that I am on the Olmsted Loop Trail. That is what is going behind me there. And according to the map, it should kind of go left, right, parallel some trees on the right, go between a couple small mounds with another directly ahead and into the trees. Now this is about 1,600 feet away, which at 2 miles an hour, roughly 100 feet every 30 seconds, is about 8 minutes. I'm thinking I'm going to cover the ground a little bit faster than that, but I do know that if I go, say, 9 or 10 minutes, I've almost certainly gone too far and I need to turn around. Now, this is a very popular area, which means that many of the trails are pretty well worn. However, it also means that there are a lot of use trails that can throw you off if you're not paying attention. So I'm going to hit the next 1,600 feet or so of this trail, see if it looks like it does on the map. And once I am kind of triangulated between those 3 mounds, I'm going to try to do a little off trail. All right, so here's the first left. The map does show a creek crossing, so this is promising. So far, so good. There goes the creek. Looks like I'm supposed to head right up here. Glad I wore the waterproof shoes today. Don't plan on doing any creek crossings, so they shouldn't get waterlogged. That's usually about the only time these kinds of shoes cause too much of a problem. But on a cold day like today, where I'm not going to be hopefully going through deep water, this should be just about perfect. Okay, according to the map, I should pass between two mounds. That's probably one there. And once I'm a little bit past them, I should be entering into the trees. And it looks like that's exactly what's about to happen. All right, as I was planning this, I saw that once the ground opened back up again, I should keep my eye out for where the tree is kind of pinched together, and then right past that is supposed to be a pretty big open area, and it looks like that's what's happening. So I'm gonna say that this is where I determined to do my off trail, but I'm gonna check the map and see, because if it is, I'm supposed to be going right through there. All right, well, I have just gone through the trees here. There's an open area to my right, and so orienting the map, I should be looking across the trail, and what should be behind me and to my right is a hill. Looks like there are two contour lines, so it should be about 50 feet high, and I see a hill right there. There should be two mounds to my left. I can see those. There should be an open area here. I see that. So as near as I can tell, I am here. Now, when I previously measured this out on the map, what I was aiming for is where two trails cross near a creek through all of these trees. There is no trail here. It looks like I should be skirting the side of this mound and going down one contour line in the trees, one contour line in the open, and then I should pick up the Knickerbocker Trail right where it is joining up with the Blue Oak Trail. So I measured out on my map what angle I thought that I needed to be following off of this trail. I got a bearing of 266 degrees. So at this point, I can pretty much put the map away because I'm going to be following my compass. Now, I have already set my declination here. So this compass should work if I set my bezel to 266 degrees and then turn all of me until the north pointing needle is in the shed. Now, traveling over uneven ground like this through a bunch of trees with no trails, it's going to be very hard to keep this compass pointed in exactly the right direction. So instead, what I'm going to do is get all set up with my bearing, and I'm going to point it at something. This is a little hard to see, but I can tell looking down, red is in the shed. And so pointing out in front of me, I'm going to pick a tree or some landmark that I'm going to walk to. And once I get to that landmark, I'll do it all again. And I'll keep leapfrogging through landmarks at a bearing of 266 until I come out to the other side of this forest. And then I'll see how close I was. All right, I chose as my first goal just kind of the edge of this fallen down tree here. Now I know I'm supposed to be staying roughly to the edge of this mound, so instead of going uphill, I'm gonna go this way about 10 steps forward, keeping in mind that I am now off my bearing a little bit, but that's okay because I know that I was supposed to end up right there. So this shouldn't be a huge problem as long as I don't go uphill too much. Kind of looks like it'd be a lot easier over there, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do what I said I was going to do. And I'm going to return to where I would have ended up if I had stayed on my bearing, which is right here. Okay, so I've still got my bearing set on my bezel. I'm going to get red in the shed. I'm going to point ahead. And my next goal is going to be that tree with the yellow leaves. That's a nice one because it's kind of far away. And remember, it doesn't really matter how I get there. So I can go around anything I need to. I just need to end up at that tree. All right, let's do this again. Still pretty much straight ahead. Basically, I just want to get down right into the middle of that green area. So as long as I got my eyes on the green area, it doesn't matter which direction I walk. Okay, looks like I'm gonna have to turn a bit because I can't walk straight through this other tree. So I'm gonna try to get back on my 266 bearing and head to the right a little bit. Well, I have reached the edge of these woods, and that is going to create a problem because now behind me I don't really have a whole lot to go off of. So I'm going to have to take a bearing and pretty much just kind of keep an eye on my compass, because walking through featureless fog like this, it's going to be very difficult to stay at a precise angle. Now, it does help to keep in mind that this is kind of a fun exercise that I'm doing right now. I can tell from the map that I am going to run into this next trail pretty much no matter what I do, unless I am off by like 90 degrees. It'll be neat if I end up right exactly where I wanted to, but it's not really necessary for navigation. Where it could be is if this is a critical juncture and I've got to know where I am on the trail once I hit it. I may have to walk back and forth until I see the other trail fork that I'm aiming for. Then I'll know where I am again, and I can just go back to using the map and not worry so much about precise direction. All right, so time to check the compass again. Red is in the shed. I actually want to go that way. So I want to kind of split the difference between that very last tree and the branches out there. Yeah, this is going to be rough. So I'm just going to kind of go this way, see what happens. Okay, I am seeing something out there to the left of that farthest tree. Could that be a trail marker? Okay, I'm just gonna head out and check it out. Yep, it is a trail marker. Wow, this stuff really works. How cool is that? The compass was pointing exactly at the trail fork. That is exactly where I wanted to go, and that is exactly where I've ended up. All right, well, it worked. Who knew that following the directions would actually get you where you wanted to go? So, time for a map check. I kind of remember what I wanted to do here, but this was a plan that I made a while ago. So, I have now come to the half-mile point where I made my off-trail turn. Now I am at the junction of the Blue Oak Trail and the Knickerbocker Creek Trail. And according to my plan, I want to take the Blue Oak Trail until it divides again in roughly a quarter of a mile. So, orienting my map, I want to take a right from where I am. Reorienting, I want to go this way. That means there should be a trail off to my right, which there is. There should be a creek, which I can kind of see the creek bed right there. So I am exactly where I wanted to be. Time to go this way. All right, just did a layer change because I'm getting a little warm from hiking. So let's do another little map skill here, where what I'm gonna do is try to predict what's gonna happen next, and that will increase my confidence that I'm going the right way. Now, I pretty much know 100% that I am going the right way based on what's happened so far, but it's always good to practice your skills. So according to this map, I should be hiking with the creek off to my right, as well as the Knickerbocker Trail, which I may be able to see because it's not that far away. That should be off to my right. Off to my left, I should be passing through a little bit of trees and then have a lot of open area to my left. Then the land should open up, go downhill a little bit, and then I should come to a hard right angle where this trail heads straight for the creek, and I need to be careful that I don't just keep going because that isn't my route. That would be very easy to do. All right, it's time to go see if the map is right, or more likely, whether or not I'm reading it correctly. according to the map, there should be about a 2 contour line bump off to my left, and just as I pass it, I should be hitting the 90-degree turn. Yeah, that's probably it, right? I am supposed to hit a creek crossing, which I see right there. It is completely flooded. Maybe that's not it? Oh gosh, there's 2. Okay. I mean, this is basically a big giant arrow. I'm past the mound, and there's nothing coming up, so yeah, this is probably it. Well, let's see if we're going to be crossing this creek today. Oh my. Well, there's the trail. Ah, okay. So this trail intersects kind of a smiley face thing here. Let me see if that is on the map. It is not. Oh, but you know what? The road is. And I can tell from that line right there that that's the road. So we're definitely going in the right direction. Let's see if there's a way to do this that doesn't involve me getting soaked. Oh, not bad at all. Okay, let's go right here. Okay. So this is where you've got to be careful in some places, because this trail and that trail are not on the map. According to the map, this trail just goes that way. So that's the way I'm gonna go. So I should be going along the creek for just a little bit. I should actually pick up another creek, which will be off to my left and very close to my route, and then I will intersect with another trail, at which time I will turn left. And I should be heading toward the road, which I can see is not very far off there, so this isn't gonna be too difficult. All right, doing a little map check here. So I was going along, hit the 90 degrees, went across the creek, follow the creek, intersection with trail. So here it is. I'm right at the intersection where the red and blue match. So I am going to pick back up the Knickerbocker Trail, parallel this creek. Looks like one little bit of uphill. Right after a little clearing, perhaps, I should come to the trail that heads off to the left and crosses the creek. But instead, I will go forward and cross the road. At that point, I will stop and check in again. All right, I can see the road right there, which means I should be coming to Trail Junction that crosses the creek. That's the marker there. So there's probably some interesting adventures to be had down that way. But I'm gonna head over here to the road, cross the road, and continue along this other route. Over there. All right, well, I am at the 1 mile mark. Found these cool ruins, and I brought my thermos. So it is time to sit down, have a cup, and then we'll see what is coming up next. All right, so I am just a little past 1 mile into the hike. What I can see is that I'm gonna continue up this hill a little bit, go around this pretty tall hill off to my left right now, and then drop to a very acute angle turn, hit 1.5 miles right before crossing this straightaway next to this pond. And when I get to the pond, I will let you know how it went. Okay, if I have read the map correctly, the pond should be directly in front of me, but I'm not going to be able to see it because of this tree cover. So I should be coming up to a straightaway. That's got to be it right there. Hey, look at that. And there's the pond. So there we go. That was a 1/2 mile. Only took me about 6 minutes, so I'm definitely moving right along on the trail here. It was mostly downhill. Here is the next trail junction. Looks like we got 2, or just 2 different ways to get to the same junction. That's not necessarily going to show up on the map. Oh, hello, dear. Haha, cool. Hi, dear. They don't care. All right, so this is the Olmsted Loop Trail. So what I want to do is take a right, and then I will be going uphill for a while. It's going to make a pretty sharp left-hand turn, but I want to actually take a right-hand turn. I don't know if that's the same trail or not, but that is going to point me toward the next pond at the 2-mile mark. I will cross Salt Creek right after going past a mound on the right. Go up a few more contour lines, pass a hard right trail that goes up a very steep hill, and instead I will bear left and I will come to a pond. Now at this point, the trail on the map ends, and then another trail, or the same trail or a piece of the trail, heads up that big hill that the prior trail went up. So either way, I'm going up that hill. I can't imagine that those 2 trails don't connect somehow, but the fact that they don't show a connection on the map has me a little concerned. Maybe that's a dam or something you're not allowed to walk across, because it does cross an outlet creek from that pond. All right, so according to the map, Olmsted Loop Trail heads off this way, but I instead am going to go to the right with my map oriented. There's a bit of a hill off to my right here, but that is the way of the pond. Places like this, you got to be careful. There's little use trail kind of things branching off here and there, but I haven't gone far enough from the creek to be at the turn I was looking for, and I can tell by the contour lines that it should be heading uphill, which should be in front of me fairly soon. So I can pretty much ignore any right turn trails for a little while. All right, this is more likely it. It's a pretty established trail. It's about the right distance. And looking at the map, there's supposed to be a lot of green next to it, indicating trees, which probably means I can't see the big hill, but it's back there somewhere. So I am staying to the left. Oh, you can just see it through the trees. Or actually you can see the silhouettes of the trees on top of the big hill. There it is. Great, we are right where we're supposed to be. Because I should keep going uphill for a while, and then I should see the pond. And there it is. Well, I am standing on the outlet of the creek, And this trail doesn't exist according to the map, but yep, it looks like it goes all the way through. So let's head back this way and then climb that hill. Woo! Okay, so according to the map, I am on the flat part of this hill, and directly in front of me over there is the summit. Now it looks like there's actually two summits, but one of them is in the trees off to the right. I'm going to be taking this one and then gradually heading left and downhill where I should hit the road. So, on to the summit. So I'm just about to the summit. It has not cleared up out here. It has not been sunny even once today. I'm gonna say that's it right there. And there's the road. I thought the map said that the trail would come down off the hill and then make a left. This one looks like it's going to the right. So, you know, hey, maps aren't always right. It's possible that they closed off the left-hand trail at some point before this map got updated. But it doesn't really matter. The road is the current goal, the backstop in navigating terms. This is something that I'm going to not go past because I'm going to go upon it. So I should be on the road in just a few seconds, and then I will turn and head back to the parking lot. All right, well, I hope you have enjoyed this trek through this foggy Britain-like landscape. If you did, why don't you give the video a like and subscribe to Backcountry Pilgrim if you are into hiking, camping, backpacking, and the gear that goes with it. Until next time, I'm Doug. Thanks for watching.